for our gratitude practice for today, I'm using the A in gratitude, and we're talking about gratitude in action. So I'll start off with an acknowledgement. You're welcome to make the same for you if it's available. But where I live, work, and play is on the unceded lands of the Kikite First Nations. And to let you know what to expect from our first 21 minutes today for day 3 of this gratitude practice experiment I've created, the flow, and I'm borrowing from one of my mentors from afar here in terms of the flow. And what we're going to be starting with is some brief grounding breaths to bring us into the room. Not sure how busy your morning has been, or maybe you're still in bed, even perhaps. But wherever you are, or maybe somewhere in the world, it's the end of your day. So wherever you are in the time that you have, offering some breaths as a pause, and then we're going to go into the idea of gratitude in action. And I'm going to share with you what I mean by that and what my philosophy is about that. And from there, I am going to offer you some Qigong, some very gentle movement of Qigong, and make it as easy as possible. And we'll do a prompt in terms of for my journaling prompt today, and then we will finish with a meditation about gratitude in action. And if you would like to stay for past the 21-minute mark, I will also be offering where I'm feeling that I am in terms of a status update or a check-in of how I am so far on this day 3 of my gratitude practice experiment. If you're interested, you're welcome to stay. And thank you to everyone who has been giving me some really lovely, kind feedback on what I've done so far. So that's enough words for now. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Rachel Newton, and I am an integrative career coach in Vancouver, Canada. I've been doing this work for over a decade, and you can read more about me in the notes there that my lovely assistant Yash puts there. And my assistant today is actually my husband. So my assistant doesn't work, Yash doesn't work on the weekends. So thank you to my dear husband, Paul. And so let's take a moment here, and you may also want to bring in an intention for this time. It's Saturday, the 23rd of September here, and so for wherever you are, you may want to bring an intention for this time as well, and just bringing attention to your breath in your own way. You're not trying to change it, you're just going to become aware of your breath and breathing in and out completely at your own pace, finding your own rhythm. And any words, any thoughts, any emotions or feelings, anything that's popping in, that's welcome here too. And you may also want to invite it just to step aside just for the next moment. And you have your breath to come back to. So when you're ready, with your eyes open or closed, I invite you to take 3 deeper breaths, inviting you to breathe into your belly, feel the rise and fall of your belly and your chest as you cycle those breaths 3 times in your own way. So just bringing that groundedness into this space, into this time. And now, from that pause, I'm going to invite you just to very gently start moving, if you've been still, whatever posture that you've been in, sitting, standing, lying, whatever posture that is, just to start moving your body a little bit, becoming aware. And in your own time, to very gently open your eyes if they've been closed, or start looking around the room if they've been open. And bring yourself back here to our practice, to the next part of our practice. And what I wanted to share with you for just a few minutes here is the idea of gratitude in action. And some of you may be aware of the idea of something called the butterfly effect. And I'm a bit of a sci-fi nut. I enjoy sci-fi reading and watching sci-fi, listening to sci-fi podcasts and books. But one of the things in sci-fi is time travel and the idea of the butterfly effect. And the butterfly effect is simply that if you make one small change, and like it could be as simple as a butterfly wing is really delicate and small, but it could be just as simple as something as small as something happening with the butterfly and the ripple effect that could change in terms of the consequences it could be on time. And as I considered journaling in my own journaling practice this morning about preparing for this, and that I was looking at gratitude in action, I came up with the idea of the gratitude effect. And so, what would the effect and the ripple be of gratitude in your life? And I'm wondering if you're familiar with the idea of paying it forward. And I had a lovely moment during my vacation, and I may get into trouble for sharing this, but I will deal with those consequences of sharing this, the effect of sharing this gratitude after this session. But my husband Paul and I were away for a little bit of our summer break, and we were in a restaurant, and there was an older woman eating alone in the restaurant where we were, and Paul considered if he might. I'm just pausing here because I'm just thinking of what Paul might say to me, but I'm just going to say it anyway. So Paul considered what might happen if he were to anonymously pay for the lunch of that lady, and so we did, and the server was really touched by the gesture too. We didn't tell the lady, and we left before she received the bill. So my hope is that made her feel a sense of gratitude, and she didn't know where the gratitude might go. So maybe the ripple effect was that she could have more gratitude for someone else in her life. And we don't know, but I know there's people also in Starbucks or a coffee shop will like pay for the person behind them as an example, and just that idea of paying it forward. But my thought about the gratitude effect this morning was of how we can do that for ourselves, someone that we know, and then someone who we don't know, much like what I shared with you in that story. So that that gratitude begets gratitude, and so with more gratitude that you create, it feeds on itself. And so that's my idea around that. And in terms of the gratitude buzz, the feel good of oxytocin, dopamine, serotonin, all of those, they're known as like the love sensations that you might experience. So that's my take on the gratitude effect. And with that, I'm going to actually move now into our Qigong sequence. The other day we did the pulling down the heavens. So we're going to do pulling down the heavens again, just to warm ourselves up. And if it's new for you, it's the first time that you're tuning in, whether you're here in the session or you're tuning in live from YouTube or Facebook, welcome. And we'll just do a pulling down the heavens, and then we're going to play with a chi ball, and that chi ball, I'm going to help you transform that into a gratitude ball in the theme of the actions of gratitude. Sorry, I'm just thinking. I'm going to change my mind. Before we play with chi, I'm actually going to invite you to let's do the journaling prompt first. So this is me thinking on my feet. This is a little bit bumbly, but in any case, so I'm going to swap it out a little bit, and let's do the we're going to do a 1 minute journaling prompt here, and it's 1 minute here, but you're welcome to pause if you're listening to the replay, or take this later and continue. But I'm just going to offer for you whether you want to journal on paper and pen, and I've got my journal here, and I'll journal with you. But the prompt here is to consider that what would be the gratitude effect that I can create. And you may wish to consider the gratitude effect towards yourself, towards someone that you know, from someone you love, all the way to a peer or an associate, and then to someone you don't know, a stranger. So what would that be for you to create your own gratitude effect? For yourself, for someone you know, and for a stranger. And so I'll give you a minute there, and I will do the same. And just anything that comes up is welcome. You may not know the answer, and you can write that down or consider that if you're not writing and you're just considering. And it's all welcome. It might be a feeling, it might be a memory, it might be an idea, a sensation, or an emotion. Everything's welcome. I know that wasn't a lot of time, but I'll just have you wind down there in the next few seconds. And now as we put that aside, and as I said, you're more than welcome to come back to that if that was something that creates curiosity for you. So now we're going to do 3 pulling down the heavens here, and with the theme of gratitude. And so I'll just invite you to, if you're seated and you're in a chair, to have your feet flat on the ground. So if your legs are crossed, to uncross them. Or if you're sitting cross-legged on the ground, just feeling your spine straighter, and so you're comfortable but relaxed. I'm standing, so if you are standing as well, your feet could be hips width apart. And you can even do this in the car or wherever you are. And if you're somewhere where you can't do it with me, I can be your proxy for now, and you can do it later. And so just on an in-breath, we're just going to bring our hands up, and I keep on forgetting tomorrow I'm going to adjust this so you can see better. But so bringing your hands up, and I'll just show you my palms are here. So we're just going to come to our shoulders and breathing in, and here's our in-breath, and we're just bringing in the Gaia energy and now the heavenly energy as our palms turn up. And then we're just going to wash down the feeling of gratitude down the front of our bodies. And if you smile, that'll give you an extra chi boost, an extra energy boost. And that's an exhale as you're bringing your hands down. And then inhaling again. Your hands are going to be in front of you once again. And then turning your hands upward as you come to your shoulders. And then bringing in my hands are doing this above my head. And then bringing in the heavenly, celestial, environmental chi. And then the idea of it feeling down the back of your body. So you're experiencing it down the back of your body, behind your spine, buttocks, the back of your legs, and then down to your heels and into the ground, and feeling that gratitude washing down through the back of the body. And now the final one on the in-breath, breathing in and then raising, and then as your hands start to come down on the out-breath, and you're going to now envisage the gratitude coming in through the crown of your head, so the top of your head, and going inside to your internal organs, to the left and the right side of your brain, and all of your internal organs, your throat, your heart, your lungs, your kidneys, liver, stomach and spleen, intestines, reproductive organs, all the bones, circulatory system, all the tissues inside it, all the way down to the ground to where your feet are in contact, whatever posture that you're in. And then just releasing that. And now I'm going to invite you to put your hands, you're welcome to have them. You can have them a bit lower than me. I'm just backing up to show you, but just like having your hands a bit open and just feeling, imagining a little ball of chi here. And the chi is energy, and it could be imaginary, using those beautiful imaginations of yours. You might feel a little tingle. You might want to go a bit closer and squeeze on the ball. And this ball is going to be full of gratitude actions. So what we talked about earlier, just like having those, maybe what you put in your journal, what you reflected on, of just like, what actions of chi towards myself, towards others are here. They could be memories, they could be future gratitudes, and just feeling that play around and having fun and playing with chi here. And even if you're thinking, I'm not getting anything here, just the idea of just imagining if you could visualize a little chi ball in there. And so I'll just let you release that and send that as blessings, if you like, out into the universe or on yourself. So that's our little gratitude chi ball there. And so we'll just do a really mini meditation here so I can be honoring the time. And so coming back and inviting you just to make yourself comfortable into a restful pose, whatever that is for you. And if it's available, to lower your gaze or close your eyes and bring your attention back to your breath again, in that lovely way that you know how, just following your breath, again, not needing to change it or do anything with it, but just allowing your breath and the sound of my voice and any thoughts, feelings, anything coming up that might be taking you out of feeling presence. Just allow that and let that go. Invite that to go and sit aside right now. Or maybe it wants to be part of this. And what I'm going to invite you to do in this quiet space is to have you imagine and visualize that chi gratitude ball. And inside, I'll have you consider and follow to see, is there any message in that chi ball? Or maybe it's a box for you, but take that and consider if there's a message about how you can have gratitude in action cultivating in your life. I'll just give you a moment to consider that. And it may not even come yet, It may be something that is just a seed right now of an idea. And so I'll invite you to release that and let that go, and then bring your attention, start bringing your attention back to your breath, and very gently taking 3 deeper breaths as we start to finish this mini meditation. And as you finish those 3 breaths, just starting to move your body a little bit, whatever your posture is, whatever position. And then when you're ready to gently open your eyes, or if your eyes are already open, to start moving your eyes around the room, gently considering. And as we close this practice today, I'll say thank you for being here, for this precious time spending with me. And I am going to, if you need to go right now, feel free. If I am going to just share a couple of words about where I feel. I'm in day 3 of my gratitude practice experiment, and I had this idea. If you've listened to the other ones or seen my emails, I had this idea that I would start doing this on World Gratitude Day, which was Thursday, September the 21st. And 21 is a special number for me too, because I'm a 21 baby. 20. That's anyway. My birthday's on the 21st, but in any case, but not in September. It's in November 21st. Just okay. Now you all know my birthday. Anyway, I don't know. I think people have an affinity with the number of their birthday. But the reason I started doing this is just because these are practices that I do for myself, and I find them really fulfilling and helpful to start my day. And I thought it would be lovely to share what I do as part of one of my morning rituals with you all, and to invite you into that aspect of the work that I do. And then I decided, well, gratitude has 9 letters, and I really like the number 9. And I decided just to do a theme for each day and bring in, and the Kelly Boys is the mentor who inspired me to do this. In what I'm offering you now is we've done I did 21 minutes because it was the 21st of September, but tomorrow I'm going to start for the next 3 days for 31 minutes, because I feel a little bit rushed doing it in just 21 minutes. And so we're going to expand to 31 minutes, and then I might consider for the last 3 days of this gratitude experiment to do 41 minutes. And I've got something bubbling up in the back of my mind that I will perhaps reveal on Monday. So I'm just going to keep you curious as you go into your day. My hope is that you are finding this practice helpful for you to cultivate gratitude, and to be able to have more gratitude in your life for yourself, for those around you that you know, and for those in the world that you don't know yet, or maybe you'll never meet. But just to be kind to everyone around you, wherever they are, and however they are, and whenever they are. So thank you, everyone, and deep gratitude to all for you being here. Take care. See you tomorrow.